Yo, how's it going, everybody? So I seen this video. So I'm making a drive. I seen this video about this lady. She's she was from North Korea and she escaped, and so she's telling her story. And I think she has some involvement. She went from North Korea to China, and she lost her sister. I'm gonna have to read more up on it, check her TED Talk and stuff. But I forget her name. But she's pretty well known because I think she just recently escaped. And she's been really, very adamant about telling her story and sharing information. How we have a dictatorship in this modern climate is beyond me. I'm sorry, I'm tired. But it's really shocking how we still have a dictatorship. I'm thinking about that, whatever that ball player is who's friends with the current or whatever leader. Man, he make me want to roll the eyes in the back of my head because I'm just like, dude, come on now. I don't know. People mess with him for some reason. I don't. I get so exhausted from him. Back to my point. So this lady, and I follow the Red Pill channel. Not like super heavy, but like sometimes it's like a guilty pleasure, but sometimes I just try to gather information and distill what like the good parts are. And I see a lot of people kind of giving props to this lady and saying, oh, she's so feminine, oh, she's so meek, and this, that, and third. They're not using words like meek, but I'm distilling it because that's what they like about her. They like her meekness. They like how, she's just had this sense of humility about her. And what, I don't know, it's not really I don't really like that perspective because fine, you like people who are who happen to come from East Asian countries to have this perspective of meekness and humility. They like it in the Philippines, they like it in Japan. They might have it in Korea, they might have it in China. I'm not entirely sure about the last two, especially anymore. But I remember growing up in the 90s, seeing these videos, these movies about Japanese culture, and then seeing how they're in kimono and they bow down to you, and it's just, you see it. And for one, I seen typically the main character was white, and they had this experience. And I constantly kept seeing that image. And so seeing that and then seeing yourself and seeing how you don't fit in that, you get a certain, you feel some type of way. You feel like I have a certain complex about it. You're like, dang, okay, that's, you want to fit yourself in this everyman, and that's partially why I don't like the idea of an everyman, because it technically doesn't fit every man, especially in terms of likeness. But to Asians, and this is something I've seen when Asians in media, where I've just seen this narrative of them constantly combating this idea of the submissive role and the submissive Asian. And seeing that video from this Red Pill YouTuber, it just feels like he's kind of supporting that. Now, mind you, meekness and humility just on their own, outside of the Asian American paradigm, is an attractive quality. People love they call it submissive. And submissive is a very strong term for it, but it's just qualities that are agreeable, humble, meek, mild, pretty much introverted. And so from what I can tell, people enjoy these qualities. It's just that Asian American women have been privy to that stereotype that they've been pigeonholed in, and they kind of don't like it, even though this quality is assumed in white women. And I think that's why folks in the black community kind of gravitate there, because all this stuff seems safe. It all comes off as safe, and ironically, women like to feel safe. So it makes me understand, in terms of relationship dynamics, that people just generally like to feel safe, and that's what draws them to certain individuals. even to their detriment, because some of those qualities are not really accurate. Like, a narcissistic person may seem confident, but they're actually arrogant. It's just they don't really know them close enough to know that what they're expressing is arrogance versus confidence, because they seem so in control of their situation versus the person that they're admiring. And so the person, I just get the impression that they're viewing this lady from who left North Korea, and they're saying, "Oh, I like her. She's great." And for me, I'm like, yeah, but as a person who's an enthusiast about mental health, leaving a controlling place, in an impoverished place, in a war-torn place, I don't know if it's war-torn. I keep describing it as war-torn, but I don't think North Korea's been in any wars as far as I understand. But it's very impoverished. It's a dictatorship. That gotta have left some scars on a person. So people say, "Oh, she's this. She's on Joe Rogan podcast, and she's ooh ah," and the thing is just like, we don't really know her perspective for sure. I don't know her like that. How do I know that she's not gonna flip out if she gets like war flashbacks from living in North Korea? How do I know she went to therapy? It's great she told a story, but did she get the healing she needed? People think that she's a great fit, and that's I'm not even Asian, but I still see that thinking that's like, I want a meek and mild woman, and I don't know what the perspective is. Maybe it's just because she's safe. Maybe it's to dominate. Maybe it's control. I don't know. I really can't say that. I know that's a problem for Asian women. I'm not an Asian woman. I'm a black man. And I'm trying to be a very conscious individual about this scenario. So I just want people to know, like, that sentiment is a little weird. It's dangerous. It's not really it's not a good sentiment to have. And I'm going to have a different video about my preconceived notions that I've had to unlearn and stuff like that, because I did have them myself. And so I think that notion has to kind of fall off. It's fine if you like qualities that are assumed within Asian people, from Asian culture, from East Asian culture, at least the ones that dates back. But to see this person and to fetishize it, almost, I'm not saying it's fetishization, but it feels like it, because it's not really seeing the fullness of a person. It's not a good look. It's not really a good thing. People are calling her attributes feminine. And the thing is just like, a person can't have this stuff. A person can't have it, But she's socialized. I'm not even sure what she's socialized to be, but I think she's socialized to be a woman at the end of the day. I'm just not sure about how North Korea socializes this woman. But just like with I think I'm running this a little long. I was going to use Switzerland as a comparison, where people just will naturally fall into their modes, especially in a homogenous country. And why that's not happening in our country is it's just a bit more complicated due to multiculturalism. But that's all I got for right now. Yeah, I don't really got anything else to say.